Everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Merke, and today we're going to be talking about yes and. I'm going to be talking about it from my own personal feelings on it, what I like about it, what I don't like about yes and how I correct that when I teach. This is a series where I look at ideas from philosophy to personal growth, lessons I've learned, but hopefully something you can build upon. Welcome to the Merkshop. Checking my hair. Lately my hair's been really bad in the videos, so I thought I'd check my hair. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Merke, and today we're talking about yes and with two different points of view. We're looking at it from the theatrical improv side of things and also the applied business side of things, applied improv. Applied improv is when you're looking at sales, anything that's basically improv ideals outside of improv, so off of the stage. Theatrical improv on the stage, applied improv off the stage. Whether you're a writing team or anything creative, but also sales teams and business approach to group thinking. So yes and is a tool that is used in improv. It helps us think on our feet. It is the most essential thing that we teach. I have some different versions of it, different ideas around it, which I will get to. But this right now, we're just talking about the fundamental, bare bones, yes and. As people, we are raised and grown to be critical and analytical thinkers. We're doing this in order to survive. This is not something that's new. This is a survival tactic. But a lot of time when we're working with groups, we have to be able to put those things away in order to engage and help a process of learning. If you've ever been to an interview and they're like, what's your biggest fault? And you said perfectionist, you're an analytical thinker. If you are one of those people, please hit the like below because we've all done it. Everyone, that is like the thing to say. I'm a perfectionist, please hire me. Learning yes and is a way to reframe your brain, reframe the ideas that you're given. It's a way for you to be more accepting and understand and creating opportunity where you didn't see it. It's reframing the no's into opportunity. We have taught ourselves to say no over and over and over in our lifetime. So whether it be a phone call and someone being like, do you have time for a survey? No. Do you have any spare change? No. Right? Like, it's such the easiest thing to say is no. Right? Saying yes is hard because that means requires action. An action on my part. So people are intrinsically lazy to a point because they don't want to do anything outside of their norm. They have created a life for themselves in this box. Yes and was developed in improvisation in order for people to get up on stage quickly and work with one another with character and with different ideas. It's an amazing tool. It helps us think on our feet, basically. It's to be adaptive is what I'm trying to say. I'm saying it right now. So if you take an improv course, this is like the first thing you learn. Listening. Number one is listen. You have to be able to listen. The second one is saying yes. You have to be able to say yes. The third one is and, building on top of that yes. Why do I break it up? The reason why I break it up is I'm ADD, and I know when I studied long form for the first time, I got really stuck on certain things, but I also am someone who is predictive, someone who's I'm a predictive thinker, so I'm trying to think of what someone else is gonna say before they're gonna say it. That's just the type of person I am. A lot of people are like that. If you're like that, why don't you subscribe to this channel because there'll be more for you. I'm a very predictive thinker, but that means I'm truly not listening if I'm thinking about what I think you're gonna say. So I need to put all that garbage away and truly listen to what you're saying. Listening, that means all info. So being able to listen, especially on stage, is listening not just to their words, but also to the way they're standing, the way their facial expression is, the way their voice is sounding. You're using your eyes, you're using your ears, you're using all your senses in order to understand or listen to it. It shouldn't just be purely just being like, I'm hearing words and those words are creating sentences and I'm figuring out what those sentences are. That's not what I mean by listening. That's part of it, but that's not all of it. So now that you have listening and you're truly listening to that person, you have to they say a statement and then you have to come back and go, yes, give an affirmation. Yes, I agree. That is true. What you're speaking is true. So you're saying, yes, I hear that idea. I understand that idea. Yes trains ourselves to be agreeable, right? So you're saying, yes, I believe in that. The and is building on that idea that has been given, right? So going, yeah, your idea is great. I'm going to build on that. Yes and just creates a collaborative space. It removes editing. It removes people's critical thought. It removes their positioning on things and makes it equal ground for everyone and a safe space for anyone to like basically work in. Applied improv, you can think of it this way. You're mining for ideas. If you're brainstorming with a group of people, you're mining for ideas. You're going through so much raw material and breaking through. So you have to create separate spaces, a separate space for mining the material and a separate space for sifting through the gold or the precious material that you've found while mining. So when you're brainstorming, working that way, saying yes and to that rather than having critical thought within that. And then at that point, you can start sifting through is like, well, these are the issues that might come up if this happens. So making sure that you have different sections for that is really important. Okay? Okay. So when I started studying improvisation in Chicago, I was going to a lot of different places to learn it. And everywhere taught yes and, listening and yes and, listening and yes and. Now, listening and yes and are extremely important. They're absolutely the fundamentals of improv. I don't deny it. But what I don't like is the simplification of it. I think it's too simplified and also complex at the same time. I, as a person, was a little bit confounded by it. It was like, but it's not a true answer. It's yes and, but that really doesn't say anything. That's not giving me an approach to anything. That's just me going, yeah, and this stuff, right? Which is kind of what it is. It's building off of an idea, and it's the affirmation of what the other person is saying. Absolutely, 100%, and then building on it. Totally agree. But there's got to be a better way, right? There's got to be something that's faster, that's quicker. So I've come up with something over the years that I've just called it exclamation point plus. Exclamation point plus is basically yes and, but it's broken down. Yes and is broken down strategically so that it's easier to grasp. So how I teach it, the yes is an emotional reaction. Having any emotion. It could be anything. I don't care what it is. I actually, when I teach it, I put people through different lines and I ask people to think of their emotional response before they even give it. I don't care what emotional response you give as long as you give a response. And then I have the initiation line, which is the first line of dialogue in improv. I ask them to do it and then I have them react to it from any emotion they want. And it doesn't really matter what reaction they have. It has no context to it doesn't change anything that person just said. What that person said is absolutely true. Their emotional reaction is absolutely true. It all is cohesive. It all works. Actually, the exclamation point is the emotion, but it also is half of the and, because you're adding to the story. You're adding your emotional context to the story. So by going yes, emotional, you're adding to you're already putting a bit of the and. You're putting a little bit of yourself on top of that story. It's not just a yes anymore. It's an emotional response that is going, yeah, that did happen, and this is how I'm responding to it. It's putting me in the moment right now. I'm there. I'm in it immediately. There's no thinking, there's no thought. It's there. I'm there. I'm in it. The and is how I feel about it, or the position, or what we're building after the fact, right? So as long as you're giving them something in the sense of emotion, you're going to be successful, because now you're going to be able to go, okay, this is how I feel. What does that feeling project about the idea you just gave me, my compliment to that, going, yeah, and I'm sad. And why am I sad? Or what is that sadness leading to? Or where am I getting that sadness from? It's probably from something that person said, right? So that is me taking over yes and in a totally different way. I'm sure other people have thought of this. This is just, I've never seen it delivered that way. But something that I have found really helpful teaching others on what yes and is and the approach to it. Exclamation point plus. Because yes and seemed really simplified and I was getting confused and lost in it. But by adding the emotion, you're taking a lot of guesswork away, you're taking a lot of thought away, and you're able to play a little bit quicker. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that helped you out. If it did, please subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate you being here and I appreciate this community. I'll see you on the next one where I'll have more tidbits for you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
On this channel, I share my life passions of character acting, comedy, and helping other people find their voice. Consider subscribing and liking this video if you liked it. If you didn't, I'm so sorry.